All right, our resident MacBook user, Akim, is saying that he's not going to buy a MacBook Neo. That's the name of it. So the MacBook Neo is Apple's $599 laptop. It feels shockingly great. It's light on specs according to Engadget. So the base model of this is $599, $499 for educational purposes, because you can clearly see that they're going for education because of the colors and all those different things. The base model of it has a A18 chip, which is a iPhone chip. What?
Wait, they didn't put the Apple logo on it?
These are it just very matte or whatever it is. Yeah. A18 is the chip. That's the chip that is in the latest iPhone, right? And the A series chips will be an iPhone, right?
I think so.
Yeah. Max is BDM.
Yeah, Max is M series for sure. Yeah. Right, yeah, so it's A, right. Okay. It comes with 8 gigs of RAM and 256 gigs of storage. If you want the Touch ID, you have to pay $699 instead of $599, and that'll give you 512 gig storage and a Touch ID, but it's still 8 gigs of RAM, and it's working with an A18 Pro mobile chip. And yeah, this is the cheapest MacBook ever. The cheapest one before this was $899 for a MacBook Air with the lowest M series for a MacBook. The lowest M series that came out in that year, so let's say it was M. Right now we're on M5. The lowest price one will be $899, I think, which will be the M5 MacBook Air that has 8 gigs of RAM. So this one, the 8 gigs of RAM on this is a little deceptive because it's 8 gigs of RAM integrated. Mm-hmm. So integrated meaning it's unified. So there is no separation between the CPU and the RAM, so it moves a lot faster. It's basically an iPhone in a laptop case. Guess how much ports there are on it?
2.
You are correct. If you don't include the headphone jack, there's a headphone jack, and then there are 2 USB-C ports. One USB-C is the Thunderbolt version, which is USB-C 3. That's the one that you could put a dongle on and extend the display. And then the next USB-C is just a USB-C 2, which is just...
The charger is MagSafe?
Nope, no MagSafe. Not a MagSafe was found. It's just the USB-C. Let me show you. This is the side view here. One port there, headphone on that side, and not a thing on the other side.
You sure?
So no USB-A?
Nothing on the other side?
Nothing on the other side, but let's see what I can find. Yeah, look at the other side here. It's smooth.
And I'm sure they're going to sell you a dongle for $85 million.
You could just buy a cheap one on Amazon for like $10.
They say the keyboard is not as premium and the touchpad is not as, what's the word, clicky.
They don't have the force touch thing.
Yeah, the touchpad is kind of like mechanical. I'm not too sure what they were talking about. Like your MacBook, the touchpad mechanical? Right.
Had the haptic kind of thing.
All right, well then cool. Yeah, so it's a mechanical touchpad and it clicks. When you click on it, there's no Touch ID unless you buy the higher version, and the keyboard feels like the butterfly keyboard. The butterfly keyboard, remember the one that had problems? Yeah, it feels a bit flimsy. It's almost reminiscent of the old school butterfly keyboards, and it's very colorful.
Compared to, I think, I'm not sure, but I think it might comparable to a Windows PC at that same price point. You might get a better deal, a better performing laptop. What do you think?
Yes, for sure. For $699, you getting 16 gigs of RAM on a Windows laptop for sure, and you'll get an i5. You wouldn't get the i7. We'll get the i7. Battery life, however, this will be better on battery life because it's using the mobile processor. It's using an ARM processor because everything on Mac is an ARM now. So I think they said 13 hours of playback time with a looping YouTube video or something like that. 13 hours is plenty. But Windows laptops with the newer Panther Lake and Lunar Lake processors, they're making in the teens too when it comes to battery life. So it is competitive, very, very competitive. What I want to know is, back in the day when somebody had a MacBook, they used to feel that they were special. Now when somebody has a MacBook, you could be classed as the cheap Mac owner versus the premium Mac owner now. And as a teacher, I seen it coming. I seen it fully coming because they used to do the same thing with iPhones. When somebody had an iPhone,
the colorful one, and like with all the bright and kind of plasticky.
Yes,
one?
SE, iPhone SE.
No, not SE.
No,
or something else. You know, I thought like it was like bright blue one.
The only cheap iPhone I know that was purposefully made cheap was the iPhone SE, and that was just to give you the old version of the iPhone, like an iPhone 8 case with an updated processor. And when people had that phone, they'd be like, "Why your iPhone only have one camera?" And they'd be like, "Oh wow, I all of a sudden I don't feel like pulling out my iPhone for anybody to see." And if your iPhone has 2 cameras, you're okay. But if your iPhone has 3 cameras, that means you have the Pro. What is it?
That's not. Now keep talking. I'll
okay. Yeah, you're trying to find it.
The iPhone 5C.
Oh,
released in 2015.
Oh, yeah. Wow. Yeah, that's a TBT. I remember that. Okay, I don't remember.
The small kind of
yes.
Google it. iPhone 5C.
Yeah. If you whip out your MacBook Neo in school, they might bully you or something.
Oh yes, I remember this phone. Yeah. Yeah, very cute.
Yeah, if they if this goes on, then MacBook has Apple has entered Michaela, you lagged there for a second. You say you remember something?
Yeah, I remember this iPhone. It was very cute.
Yeah.
Yeah. If my son asks for a MacBook, I'll be like, yeah, cool, no problem. I'll get one for you. Easy. It's just that you'll have to deal with the 8 gigs of RAM and the iPhone processor, which honestly I don't think it was as bad because when the A series came out, people were raving a lot about the raw processing power of it and the ability to edit videos and all kind of thing on it, and it was scrubbing through 4K footage and all kind of drama, which is cool. It just is not going to be a MacBook that you could use for important stuff. Important stuff meaning intensive things. Because everybody thinks that you want to do media and you want to do video editing and you want to do these things, get a MacBook, which is true. Which is, by and large, a correct assumption because the M series blows everybody else out of the water in terms of rendering time. Unless you get a real high-powered Windows machine with a big graphics card. But if you tell yourself you're going to become a video editor and you buy a MacBook Neo, you're setting yourself up. You're setting yourself up. And I don't know if the population will have that delineation of it, that separation of understanding of it. Do you think people will be educated enough to be like, don't get a MacBook Neo if you want to be a video editor? Or Apple is going to lose its...
I think the people who want to get into video editing will at least do enough research to know what type of laptop to get or what type of MacBook to get. Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think if you have enough money to consider a MacBook, you're not going to do the MacBook Neo. You'll do the MacBook Neo if you think it looks cute or you don't need it to do something intensive. But
what about the people who don't have enough money for a Mac, but they want to have the Mac flair, and they just be like, oh, let me just get the Neo because I want to feel, for lack of a better word, rich, because that is a reality of we're still in that type of society where if you have a Mac, you're considered rich.
If you have a Mac, you're considered rich, but you're considered not necessarily slow. Hear me out, because
nothing. What are you trying to say about me?
Hold on. wait. Let me finish. Because dog, nothing is run on a Mac. Who actually uses a MacBook? Like who legitimately wakes up in the morning and like, yeah, I gonna use my MacBook. Let me turn on my MacBook. No. Games can't run. Programs no install. They can't pirate nothing. I waste everybody time. It's literally just for show. Literally just to open it and be like, wow, look at my MacBook.
Okay. In Michaela's defense, I agree with her. Now, Akeem is a different kind of human being who knows how to extract usage from a computing device. But everybody that I've ever dealt with a MacBook, where I am their service technician or all them kind of things, I'll be in shock at how little they do with their $16,000 machine.
Exactly.
Like, I see people buy these most spec'd out whatever MacBook, 16 gigs of RAM, whatever, and it's Chrome whole day, whole night. And then the most of them I do is install Zoom. And they'll be like, oh yeah, my Zoom now working. And I'll be like, you have a Ferrari here.
Right, so I need to get this off my chest. In my defense, right, I run multiple VMs on my Mac, remote desktop.
Right, and
SQL
we know
clients,
this. Nobody. It's not about your defense. It's about MacBook users' defense. Have you?
So you getting a MacBook to run Windows? How that make it sense?
No, not Windows, Linux VMs, and Mac is Unix based, so you're more.
It's easier to run the commands.
It's easier to run.
That one native command line. But in your experience, other people that have Macs, not in your tech sphere, Akeem, have you seen them using it with a high level of technical capability? Not really. And even for like video editors and thing, if somebody buy a real spec'd out one for video editing and they do the video editing, that is all they do. They just open up that thing, open up Final Cut Pro, and they edit video. But if they have to do anything else with the settings, change something happen. I once had to show somebody how to open up external hard drive on their Mac because they had a terabyte hard drive or a 2 terabyte hard drive and they used to do everything on it. And the moment they had to plug in an external hard drive, they had no idea how to open it up.
Like just to go to Finder.
Yes, I'm telling you. Because sometimes what a video editor knows is they know the software. So they know, open up the MacBook, press the software, and there are some people who does open up Finder and drag things into the software. No, the person that I was dealing with was doing everything from inside Final Cut Pro. So like opening files from inside the thing now. So it was literally like a one trick pony. And that's cool. No problems at all. I really don't care too much. Like whatever tools you have to use to get done. But when I deal with a Windows user knows how to do like stuff probably by force. Like there was probably some glitch or something that happened and they had to Google it, and the Google probably tell them go in control panel or go in settings and change this and change that, and then they realize, oh, there's a settings, we could go here, oh, we could do this or we could do that. And generally if I think about it, just by the force of Windows being buggy, you have to learn how to do more things. That I would say that because Windows is buggy, but Windows 11 I really do anything wrong. Anywhere close to the recent past. But granted that I just the updates that's killed me. Like I just come back and be like, oh, you restarted. Okay. At least Chrome does remember all of the tabs I was open before. So MacBook Neo, I not recommending it to anybody other than the same reason that I would recommend a cheap Windows laptop for, which is web browsing, documents, and that's it. Web browsing and documents, and maybe maybe Zoom calls, online classes. Because I have to recommend laptops to students all of the time. And if they ask me for a good, cheap laptop, I could probably say, yeah, you could get a MacBook Neo if you want to. If you want to try that out. If you feel like you want to go in the ecosystem. If you have an iPhone and you want to get a Mac, then you get a MacBook Neo because that will think. Oh, it's fully aluminum too. Windows laptops at those price points, they don't come in aluminum, it's come plastic. Mm-hmm. So that's a big plus. The aluminum chassis, that's a plus, I think. So I think it's a good laptop for the basic things, and the disparity between between Apple dominance in terms of you're rich if you have a MacBook, that this will basically throw it out of the water. And especially for younger people.
A disclaimer, the company I work for bought my laptop.
And you also have a custom built desktop.
Which they also paid for.
That you play games on? Oh my goodness.
Allegedly. It has the capability to play games.
It has a graphics card that is gaming capable. Yeah, let's just leave it there. Alright, thank you. Let's recap. Our recap for today is we spoke about the health ministry. Sorry. Health Ministry approved drug database. The database is cool. Database is nice, but McKellar thinks that it won't exist after the next general election if the governments change.
I like how I was the only person who didn't say that.
That's what me and Akeem think. McKellar was just like, she was looking for Adderall.
For me, I didn't really say what I think, but it could go here. It could. What I said is if it was something that started on the previous government, if the government changed, then it have a chance.
Yeah. Okay. Next thing is contactless payments going up is good. I thought that it was good, and I think that is a good direction for us to go, that people starting to use their chip cards. And I can't remember what all I was thinking now. I was talking so much.
Yeah, same. Along the same lines, yeah.
Same thing, yeah. And MacBooks are cheap now. I'm happy with the fact that the MacBook is cheap and it has the ability to do the basic things, and I'd really have no problem with it. If you want an entry-level MacBook, it's possible now, and that's a valid option. But MacBook users tend to be not as intuitive technologically. Yeah, that's all. Yeah, that's what McKellar said. For sure, that's what she said.
Yes.
I just phrased it a little more softly.
Diplomatically,
Yeah, diplomatically. Akeem, what you good with the MacBook Neo for entry level?
Yeah, this one, like the other day, my wife said she was thinking about getting a laptop, so I might be like, hey, can I get
oh gosh, she gonna make the whole family MacBooks now. iPad, iPhone, MacBook. Then you go put the Apple sticker on the back of the car.
No.
Yeah, once they put the Apple sticker on the back of the car, you just be like, all right, you just stay right where you are. I thank you all for listening and viewing. Those of you all who view, the 5 of you all. Let's wrap it up now. My name is Andre Charles. I am on the internet at Make It Simple TT and at Trini TechCast and at all the other places. It's exam season, so I'm doing a lot of exam videos. So you might see me in different places on different accounts, but that's just throwing something at the wall and seeing what sticks and hopefully make some money from it. Like the $46 that we make per episode on the podcast. Yeah, that's me. McKellar, I'll put you in the middle to say.
Yes, you can find me on Instagram at Keller_Noel. You can find me on LinkedIn at McKellar Noel. Those 2 places. I never ended up making a TikTok for Carnival. Well.
It was just too much. You have too much to manage.
Yeah.
I understand. And your new phone and really make for that to make to like hold plenty pictures.
Exactly, and I'm already around to storage. Well, no, iCloud storage.
Everybody runs out of iCloud storage by day 2. By the time your WhatsApp back up, like
Yeah, 5 gigs. I end up paying for the $1 one thing the other day.
Right, that's full.
That full?
Yeah.
that is 1 terabyte or 2 terabytes?
It's like 50 gigs. The $1
Oh, 50
one
gigs.
is 50 gigs.
Oh, 50
I
gigs.
think
oh,
so,
okay.
yeah. So I'd upgrade
So
to the $10 thing. I not paying $10.
So your actual phone storage full already or just the iCloud?
No. Just the iCloud, because it also had from my old phone as well when I had a iPhone 7 back in the day.
Okay.
Let me see. How much? What's my
That's
storage for?
wild, yo.
So you just back up your photos to iCloud?
Yeah.
Okay, that's why.
Yeah. Right now, my actual iPhone, I'm using 150 gigabytes.
What?
Out of the 1 terabyte?
Out of 256 gigabytes. And I got the
my
phone last year, November.
Nah! What?
I have my phone over 6 years. And I know I'm like 125.
My phone is 5 years old and I ain't cross 100 and I have about 256.
So, let me tell you. Okay, so photos. Oh, how? Good Lord. Nah, photos
It's 6
is
years
42
old. It's 6
gigabytes.
years old. Like, oh, you mean how she scoffed at? You see, that is the Apple thing, you know. That is the Apple tax. You just had to pay that everywhere you go.
Talking about MacBook. She have it with the iPhone.
Whoa, because so photos is 42 gigabytes, WhatsApp 17 gigabytes, iCloud Drive 15 gigabytes. And then, we're just going down the line.
Y'all, the show was not supposed to end like this. This is not scripted. Not scripted. Oh, WhatsApp is 17 gigabytes. What?
Yeah, like what?
You are auto downloads on WhatsApp? Or?
Yeah, for the most part. But I tend to delete things if it annoys me. But
Me auto downloading nothing on WhatsApp because people send me a whole set of trash all the time. And I'll be like, I'll watch your video if I need to. But all right. Wrap up then.
Yeah. I'm going to say Akim_tech. Redbit _tech. And you could find me on LinkedIn as well. Akim there. If LinkedIn is your thing.
If it is your thing. All right. Well, that's it for today, folks. We will see you all next week on the Training Techcast. Thank you for listening and share it with somebody. Subscribe, share, subscribe, share, subscribe, share, yes.
I think we need to end.
Yeah.
That's so cringy. All right, later, Ollie, we're gone.